In a landmark development that has reverberated across the global economic landscape, India and the European Union have concluded a historic trade agreement after 2 decades of negotiations. A pact that fundamentally reshapes the world's trading architecture and signals a decisive pivot away from Washington-centric commerce. The mother of all trade deals, as it has been dubbed, represents nothing less than a quarter of the world's economy and commands 1/3 of global trade, delivering unprecedented opportunities for India's 1.4 billion citizens while opening vast markets for millions across Europe. The timing of this agreement carries unmistakable political undertones. Coming in the shadow of Donald Trump's return to the White House and his imposition of unprecedented tariffs, the deal represents a strategic repositioning by both New Delhi and Brussels to reduce their economic dependence on the United States. European leaders, seeking to construct an alternative economic order less vulnerable to American trade coercion, have accelerated negotiations with India while simultaneously attempting to diminish their reliance on Washington and Beijing. The message is crystalline. The era of unilateral American trade dominance is eroding. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, standing alongside European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Antonio Costa, framed the partnership as a bulwark against instability. This partnership will strengthen stability in the international system, Prime Minister Narendra Modi declared, acknowledging the unprecedented turmoil in the global order. The agreement will materialize within a year following legal vetting, a remarkably swift timeline for arrangements of such complexity. The Trump administration's response has been hostile. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, in a particularly sharp critique, accused the Europeans of indirectly financing the Russia-Ukraine war through this trade partnership. His argument underscores Washington's growing anxiety. By opening markets to India, Europe enables New Delhi to refine Russian oil and sell products back to the continent, effectively circumventing American sanctions. Bessent's statements also reveals deep frustration within the Trump administration and reveals a reality that the United States has isolated itself financially to confront Moscow, only to witness its traditional allies finding economic workarounds that undermine American objectives. The deal also threatens Trump's core trade strategy in multiple dimensions. First, it marginalizes American influence over 2 of the world's most significant economic actors. Second, it demonstrates that Washington's sanctions and tariff regimes, while punitive, ultimately fail to enforce compliance when alternative trading networks emerge. Third, it accelerates a longer-term decoupling of the global economy from American-led institutions, a process that erodes Washington's structural leverage. The India-EU Trade Pact epitomizes the emerging multipolar economic order where collective action among non-American powers can counterbalance Washington's historically unmatched economic weight. For Trump, watching this unfold represents not merely a financial setback, but a fundamental challenge to American economic hegemony, a reality that promises to define trade relations throughout his second term.